things I talked about in the round one preview video that were scaring the living heck out of me going into this series was a big contributing factor to the loss today as the Leafs lose game one to the Montreal Canadiens. First off, Habs fans, welcome to my channel. And the two things that I mentioned, special teams. And before I even get into the game and the goals, let's talk about it. The Leafs had 4 power plays, didn't score on any of them. The Habs had 5 power plays. They didn't score on any of them. Well, James, what do you mean special teams? Because one of their goals, the game-winning goal, was a short-handed flipping goal. The Leafs can't just lose a hockey game, right? They can't just lose a game. They had to find a way to make it somehow, some way that it's just awful and bitter and ugly. And Carey Price was the other reason that I was scared, just scared out of my mind going into the series. And he was great tonight. He was fantastic. As you'd expect it from playoff Carey Price. Leaf fans, does this remind you of Columbus last year? Where you feel like you have a million chances, but you just can't find a way to score a goal? Yeah, Carey Price is in net. You're going to get that a lot. Let's break this game down from the beginning because it didn't start out great at all. First period, midway through, just after the midway point of the first period. John Tavares gets hit. Goes down, and he's kind of rolling around, and then his face gets a knee in the dome from Corey Perry. Basically knocks Tavares right out. He's down, and they call the trainer. They get out there, and they kind of try and sit him up. The trainer's kind of holding his neck like, okay, sit there, and Tavares is like, and he kind of falls back, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Midway into the first period of the first game, and our captain is gone. Like I said before, the Leafs can't just lose a game. They got to find a way to make something crazy. Now, prayers up to JT that he's okay. I don't expect to see him at all in the series or the playoffs at all. But prayers up that he's okay. Now, that's really all I care about at this point. 2 or 3 minutes after, though, and by the way, but actually, let me stay on that topic. Corey Perry obviously didn't do it on purpose. I'm going to set the record straight right there. Obviously, I'm a Leaf fan. Bleed blue and white no matter what. But there's no way that was a dirty play. Tried to get out of the way. And unfortunately, then he got up and hit him in the face. Now, Nick Foligno fighting him after the fact. I see all over Twitter and Instagram, people are like, oh, classless organization, oh, classless this. Why the heck you fighting him? He clearly didn't do it on purpose. Whether he did it on purpose or not, think about this, right? Your captain might have just got knocked out for the season. And you damn well know the Leafs would have been absolutely criticized if no one did anything, whether it was on purpose or not. And Corey Perry, clearly, he saw it, and Foligno and him are having a chat at the next face-off, and then they go for it. They drop the gloves. Foligno probably gets some good licks in on Corey Perry, and they have their scuffle, and that's it. People are absolutely going bonkers saying, oh, that's terrible, that's terrible. He stood up for his captain, whether it was on purpose or not, and they got over it. Like, just everyone's got to chill out for a second. Now, I understand why people are upset, but really, think about it if he didn't do anything. If nobody did anything, it would have got backlash the other way. So, you really can't win. I think it was a smart move on Foligno's part. Corey Perry, he can handle himself. It's not like he's trying to fight Paul Byron out there, right? He's trying to fight Corey Perry, a guy who can hold himself together. And they had a scuffle, and that was the end of that. Got no problem with it. But a few minutes after that, Josh Anderson gets a break and scores. And now the Leafs are down 1-0. Later in the period, Leafs get a power play. Austin Matthews rings one right off the iron, beats Carey Price, but not the post. And going into the intermission, the Leafs are down 1-0. You've hit the post, and your captain is gone. The life of a Leaf fan, eh? It's just incredible. And somehow the Leafs got to find a way to get some momentum back in the second period. And they do. Fairly early on. Point shot from Morgan Riley, deflected by Foligno. Rebound, Nylander picks it up and buries it past Carey Price to tie the game at 1 apiece. All right, good stuff. The Leafs playing really well to this point. Lots of pressure on in the second period. They played a really good second. You go into the intermission, it's a 1-1 game. You go into the third period, I swear, the Leafs had 3 delay of game penalties in this one. How the heck does this even happen? Once again, the Leafs can't just lose. They had to find a way to throw some stupid stats in there, stupid things in there that you're like, what is this even possible? It's just insane. Then the Leafs get a power play about midway through, and we're like, all right, this is your chance. Get the lead, bury them, get that power play goal, get the lead, and do it. Paul Byron beats Rasmus Sandy to the puck. He outskates him by a mile. He was getting taken down. It looked like it had either been a penalty for tripping or a penalty shot. Falling down, Jack Campbell decides to go for the poke check. And Paul Byron chips it over him for the game-winning goal. Short-handed! So not only did the Leafs lose their captain, can't score on 4 power plays, they give up a short-handed goal for the game winner, and they can't beat Carey Price more than one time. The life of a Leafs fan, man, it's really difficult. I love my team. I really do. But there's some times where it is just so hard to root for these guys. I will always do so. But man, it gets tough. And I mean, I can go down, the Leafs, shots on goal were 36-30. Jack Campbell allowed 2 on 30 shots, and everyone's going to talk about how Jack Campbell's bad. Both goals were on breakaways. Those are called defensive breakdowns, especially one shorthanded. All the saves that were 5 on 5 or all in the with guys actually in his own end, he made the saves. He looked great. But on 2 breakaways, 1 shorthanded. You can't allow that to happen. However, I do always say, you do need your goalie to make some big time saves to keep you in the game and keep it tight. Now, you only allowed 2 goals on 30 shots. That's not bad. But as I said early on in the video, and I will say it again, this reminds me a lot of the Columbus series, where they give up an early goal, and then the other team kind of just traps you, and you just can't score. We saw it today. Once they score that 2-1 goal, I'm like, this is going to be really difficult to win because Carey Price has been, unbelievable. And look, the Montreal Canadiens, as much as I hate them to death and I really do despise them, they played a good hockey game. And there were a lot of good things from the Leafs today. Carey Price robbed Mitch Marner on that 2-on-1 with William Nylander. But as I said, great goalies in this game, deciding factors in games, are the big-time 10-bell saves you need to make in key moments. And Carey Price did today. When the Leafs had that 6-on-4 late in the hockey game, he didn't let any rebounds out. So we can sit here and blame this guy or blame this guy. In the end, you give up a shorthanded goal, which you just can't allow in the playoffs. You lost your captain, probably for the rest of the year, in my opinion. And I'm hoping to God he's okay. And you beat Carey Price only 1 time on 36 shots. Leaf fans all expecting this to be a 4-game set sweeper, winning 5. You've now seen playoff Carey Price. It ain't going to be easy. I'll stand by it when I say Leafs in 6 or 7 because I think this offense is too good to be shut down too often. But you just lost John Tavares. They play with 11 forwards for the majority of this hockey game. Expect Alex Galchenyuk or Pierre Engvall to draw into the game, into the next one. And I think Alex Galchenyuk might be an interesting story because this is his former team. But I think the key going into Saturday's game at 7 o'clock, you got to get that first goal. I mean, there's no way about it. You have to get that first goal. You cannot try and play behind with these guys. I don't care what the record suggests. I don't care what the regular season numbers suggest. This is the playoffs. I mentioned it in the last video. No, regular season numbers don't mean a damn thing to me. Once it hits playoff time, we just sit back and wait and see what happens. And today, before we can even get our feet underneath us in the first period, we lost our captain and we were down a goal. So, I don't know what else to say, guys. I really don't. Game 2 goes on Saturday night, 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. You cannot go down 2-0. I think we can all agree in that sense. You just cannot go down 2-0. And the key is scoring that first goal. And beating Carey Price early on. Because you allow him to get into a groove. You allow him to get his mojo going early on. Good luck. All right, so you know what, Leaf fans? That is going to do it for this one. Hap fans, if you enjoyed the video, because I sure as heck think you did, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Leafs? Twitter's down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM to guys. Do all that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Jay's Edition, yeah, they blew a lead as well. Why not? They lost to the Red Sox 8-7 today at TD Ballpark. Talk to you guys very shortly there. What a great day for Toronto sports. Very sarcastic there. And as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Game 2 of the series against the Montreal Canadiens goes on Saturday night, 7 o'clock puck drop at Scotiabank Arena as the Buds look to even up the series going to Montreal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, guys. The Leafs got to win on Saturday. You cannot go down 2-0 against this team. Carey Price is just going to eat you alive at that point. You got to find a way to score early on in that game. All right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my pain and the video. We'll talk to you guys on Saturday night.